Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video, I've got your gameplay for the A7D Corsair 2. This is a currently ranked 7 battle rating 10.3 strike aircraft in the American Air Force's tech tree, and is not something that you see, at least anymore, that much in Air RB, and the reason being is because this vehicle isn't really all that competitive, statistically speaking, compared to many other aircraft. But we'll be changing that today. I have a good feeling about this vehicle that I will be able to get a decent amount of kills per match and hopefully show this thing for what it can do and what it's capable of. Now this thing is subsonic, it's got a poor turn time, and its rate of climb is really bad. It's about equivalent to a Sabre, and that's when this thing is unburdened. With the ordnance that I will be bringing, this thing is really slow. It's pretty much as fast as a Gen 1, maybe early Gen 2 jet, insofar as rate of climb and just general acceleration is concerned. So that said, let's get into a few matches, see what we could do. We have this thing equipped with two Gal 4 20mm cannons, not bringing out the 30s, those weigh more and have less ammunition, while doing about the same versus aircraft, and of course, two AIM-9Js. That said, let's get into a few matches and prove this thing can still hang at 10.3 PR. Okay, it appears as though we are in a complete up tier. Now, one thing that I feel like is really worth noting here, like really worth noting, is the fact, ooh, this guy is still alive. At least for the time being, the few seconds he has left. Normally I wouldn't take kills like that, but he put himself out. He was a threat to the team. Now, one thing that's worth noting, years ago when this vehicle was like first released, right? Like when a lot of people were really starting to get pissed off, or maybe like a little bit after it was first released, when people were kind of ticked off with this vehicle, they didn't really think that was any good in Air RB. That was like, again, years ago. Nowadays, we have vehicles like the A10, the Su-25K, the A6E, things like that, where this vehicle might not necessarily be all too bad, because a lot of it was like performance-based, you know, like, oh wow, this vehicle sucks compared to those, or whatever the case may be, right? I just got, what, 2 kills pretty quickly. I mean, the first one was kind of a gimme. But the thing is, there are so many of these slow aircraft now where it's almost like the game field is divided into 2 camps. You have like your F-104s, your Tornadoes, even your F-5s, all that, right? Like the real fast vehicles. And then like you have your slower strike aircraft, which are still nasty. But, you know, they're slower. And so it's like strike aircraft at this point go after strike aircraft. And so, kind of like what I'm going to be doing there. Didn't get a kill, no biggie. Now we have this Tornado. Is he even going towards me? Yes, he is. Got a crit. Don't really mind getting crits. Again, if you guys don't know, crits are fine by me. So here's a little sneak peek into how I record, right? I actually record my intros before I record anything else, which actually is a little bit counterintuitive. Compared to how most people do it, right? Most YouTubers, as far as I know, actually record it where they have their whatchamacallit first. Okay, let's see. Can I get this kill? Hopefully. Where they actually record their gameplay first, and then... that should have been a kill. They record their gameplay first, and then their intro, so that they can have an idea... Oh my goodness. Lucky me, huh? So that they can have an idea of exactly what their gameplay is going to show, right? Like, they can kind of tailor-make their intro to kind of more fit their gameplay. And so when I recorded my intro, I said to myself, okay, you know what? I will bet you. Like, I kind of made a bet to myself that the A6E would be a much better aircraft than I remember it being. And, I mean, it's not bad, per se. But, insofar as Air RB, I kind of have to snap this kill, because someone's got to try to steal it from me. Probably a premium player, I'm assuming. Ooh, yes it is. They love stealing kills. Anyways, I kind of assumed to myself that, you know what, this vehicle can carry 20mm additional cannons, 30. And actually in this setup, I went with 130, 120 because I've been noticing my 2020 setup was just not getting kills, unfortunately. So I went with 120, 130, you know, for crits and for actual kills. But ultimately, that didn't get any hits. Really? Really? I didn't get a single hit there. But ultimately, my poor gunmanship in this battle aside, what I have noticed is that this vehicle, it gets so outclassed. And I think a big reason being is because initially I was thinking to myself, you know what? We have ourselves a lot of A10s. We have ourselves some A6s. We, you know, all these things, SU-25, where it's like, hey, you know what? We now have vehicles that are kind of similar to the A7. And the problem with that thought is that the A10, that the SU-25, that the A6E, all of those vehicles, with the exception of the actually, I think they're all, what, give or take 10.0, 10.3 VR. The thing with all those, they all have all-aspect missiles. This does not. So despite the fact that this has arguably similar performance, it sucks compared to those things because it doesn't have the better missiles. And that sucks. That said, let's get into another match. I didn't do terribly here. I'm just gonna... Yeah, I got the kill after the match ended. I guess let's do another match. So I think I found it. Why this vehicle isn't all that good. And, you know, the reason's pretty obvious, but also not really. And I think it largely has to do with the fact that this thing just doesn't have the technology that so many other similar BR aircraft have. You know, like I said before, this lacks all-aspect missiles. This also lacks, for that matter, radar-guided missiles. This lacks a radar, you know, for that matter. And so there's just a lot with this thing, with this vehicle, that's just, in a way, a bit substandard. And that, honestly, ooh, got a hit, nice. That, honestly, kind of kills it in ARB. Now, once this does get a lower BR for ARB, and that will be coming, it has been confirmed that some strike aircraft, I'm assuming that this is one of those some strike aircraft, will be receiving different BRs for ground RB and air RB, which would be very nice and be very appropriate for this vehicle. However, again, I have to keep flaring. You have to keep flaring with this aircraft because, of course, you're going to have threats like a J7D behind you, and that's another big problem with this. Aside from the fact that it's always, and there we go, aside from the fact that this thing is always in up tiers, well, better said, that's the other thing. You have a lack of technology, not all-aspect missiles. It's slow, which all-aspect missiles make up for a vehicle being slow in large part. See the A10, A6E, SU-25K, and also, this thing gets in up tiers like a mamma jamma. So you combine those two things, and this thing sucks. As I said, let's just kind of finish this off and just do one more real quick match. Much to my chagrin, these matches are going by real quick. So I guess a final word on this vehicle. On one hand, yeah, I mean, it's not terrible. Like, it's not the worst thing in ARB history. I mean, you have things like the Buccaneer S1, for example, that literally has no way to fight back. It's got no offensive weaponry. Yeah, that sucks. This, however, can at least fight back, right? Like, you pretty much have to kill your enemies in a head-on, or if you're lucky, when shooting an AIM-9J. That's pretty much it. You don't really have all too much ability after that, or beyond that, rather. So let's go ahead. Hope I don't get shot here. I don't know how any of that just happened, but I got myself a kill. And a second kill, 3 kills. You know what? I'll go ahead and take it. This has been just a whole bunch of really, really quick matches. And what's really surprising about this, I do not have a flame extinguisher, a fire extinguisher. So, weird enough. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. If you don't mind, please like, comment, subscribe. I mean, the A7D is obviously not very good in Air RB. I think that this would probably make more sense at 10.0 at very most. I'm not going to let this guy get the kill. He didn't get the kill. He did not deserve the kill. Oh, look at that. And I also got an assist. So 3 kills, 1 assist in like a minute. Not bad. But again, 10.0, maybe even 9.7. This thing just isn't all that good. It might even be better below 9. I'm not even sure. We'd have to see exactly how it falls. But right now, completely gets up tiered almost all the time. The only time when it has any level of success is in a down tier, which is quite honestly not all that common. So again, thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think about the A7D and its current situation. That will be changing. I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.